I'm always doing something. Staying busy from the time I get up to the time I go to bed, just about. That's just me, that's where I've always been. I've been a maintenance worker here at the Daniel Boone since 1970. If I could do what I'm doing now for the next 20 years, I'd be happy. And the boss man sat downtown one time. The light was red, he was colorblind. Wasn't nobody coming, it was on a Sunday morning. He said, "What color is that light?" I said, "It looked green to me." Took off. It was a art gallery here in the village. About 1972, we built the building that he went in. And he knew I was going on trips to Pennsylvania, and he'd ask me if I'd find some art and bring back, and he'd look at it. And then I got thinking, no, I'm gonna quit doing that. I'm gonna start keeping everything. So it just got me hung, and I just kept doing it. I met Bernice Simms. I'd been buying and collecting her art for years, and she told me, said, "Look, I want you to paint me something." I told her, Bernice, I couldn't paint a wall. I couldn't. My boss and people, they wouldn't let me paint anything. I always made a mess. But anyway, I tried doing her something, sent it to her, and she said, "You know what? Everybody comes to my house, wants your art, and they ain't getting it, that's mine." Well, she needed money worse than I did. So I told her to sell it, I'll do you nothing. So that got me started, and I've been doing it ever since. I've never had any kind of artistic stuff in me. I mean, it ain't me. She got it into me, I reckon. They're by Bernice Simms, all but the one here is by Mose Tolliver. And they're Alabama artists, were Alabama artists. Some of them are houses with kids out playing and stuff, and when I'd go to her house, I'd get by like 20 paintings at a time. This is the last painting she was working on when she went into the rest home. And when I was down there, I went by her house, and her grandson said, "Well, it's one painting in there she never finished." And I said, "Well, I want to buy it too." So I bought the one that she didn't finish. So I wrote it on the back, so if anything ever happened to me, somebody would know a little bit about what this painting was and why it wasn't finished. She had a rough life. A lot of her kids died before she did. So she told me I had to be one of her kids and help take care of her. She was 84 years old at the time that she told me that, and I think when she died, she was 87. I helped her a whole lot, and she's helped me a whole lot too, by getting me started doing what I'm doing.
Is this porn? I don't know.
The show ends at 6, and then I'll head to the house. Nah, yesterday's a pretty good day. Today ain't nothing.
Give him a dance.
No, not me. You ain't gonna get me up there. Mike will. Hey, Mike will.
I know he said this girl couldn't up here.
She ain't half crazy. She's all the way there. To me, folk art is who is untrained, never been taught to do anything, and they do it and people enjoy it and like it. If you do regular art that looks real good, I think that's a craft, and you're in the middle of nowhere. You're not a folk artist and you're not a fine artist. You just stuck out there in limbo. But a folk artist, do what you do and that's it. I always forget these edges. I do the paintings of the churches, and most of the time I put a bar in it because part of my job here in the village is to pick up the trash. And one Monday morning I went up to where the bar was, and it was a wallet I found laying in the parking lot that belonged to a preacher from Winston-Salem. So I thought, well, if he slips out to the bar, I can put a bar in the painting. I called him and I told him I found his wallet, and he asked me could I leave it at a service station so he could come by and pick it up. He didn't want nobody to know where his wallet was found at. And I did the Hebo, Reverend Hebo, because my uncle who had Alzheimer's, that's what he nicknamed me, he as a boy and Bo as a boy, so he put them together and he called me Hebo. So I ain't never heard nobody named that, so I thought, well, I'll use Hebo as a name. This was gonna be the bar, but I hadn't finished it yet. I gotta write the name of the bar, Hebo's Bar on it, and all you can drink, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But I'll have them laying out, passed out in the yard with liquor bottles all around it, and I'll put a sign over here on the church, open from 11 to 12 only, Sundays only, and the rest of the bar's open all the time. So the preacher's making money both ways that way. In 2015, I had a stroke. It went into my eye and put my eye out and blinded me. I got up on a Sunday morning going to Roxborough to work. I had 2 men in the truck with me, so I told them, look, we're gonna go on up there maybe to clear up a little bit. After about an hour, it didn't clear up, and I thought, well, we need to go back to Durham because I need to go get that checked out. They kept me 9 hours and told me, see, you blind. That's all they could do. If it went to your brain, you would have dropped dead instantly, but it said you were lucky it went into your eye and put your eye out. 2 weeks later, I had to do an art show in Huntsville, and the doctor told me, he said, don't drive nowhere, and I drove my box truck from here to Huntsville, Alabama to do that art show. People blowing the horn at me, and I know I was on their side of the road, I couldn't tell no difference really, hardly. I'd put my brush in the paint, and I'd look down at my brush, and I'd have 2 inches of paint on the brush, and I thought I just had a little bit on the tip of it, and I didn't. I had it all the way up the brush. And then I'd reach up for the canvas to put it on it, and it wasn't even touching the canvas, and I thought something's wrong. So I sort of looked sideways and held my brush where I had it, and I was 2 inches away from the canvas, wasn't even touching it. So I started doing something I was hoping that would strain my eye to work better, and I got hooked on doing some straight line abstract paintings. I saw a piece of wood and it was straight, and I drew me a straight line. Next thing you know, I saw something that was circled, so I'd do a circle, and I just kept doing them, and I thought, well, I'm gonna try to paint them. And I ended up working doing that, and that got me started. And it's like a disease, it just won't go away now, it's there.
This is really different. I've never seen, I don't think I saw any of this stuff.
I do it because I can't see to do it, and I'm trying to force myself to make myself do it. Duke University said it ain't gonna help you, you're blind. But anyway, I kept trying. And I just got hung up on it, and it's still doing. You can't get away from it, so you just gotta learn to live with it. And I kept feeling of it until I got the feel of it. And I'd watch when 2 shadows would come together, and I knew that that's when the brush was touching the canvas. So I learned how to do that.
You take credit cards?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll do that. They come up and look at me like a kid would have did a lot of it. Most of them, when they come up and look at your booth and you see them start smiling, you know that made somebody happy. Whether they buy anything or not, if it put a grin on somebody's face, it tickled me. It made me feel good. And I like to see people happy.
Well, how many years have you been painting?
I started about '07. That's when she wanted me to start painting.
Did you take art classes? Or
No, I've got an 8th grade education, and that's it.
That's great.
I can take a saw and cut it down for you if it's too big. My wife, she went to South Carolina, the house that while the stepdaughter went on the honeymoon. And while she was gone, I thought, well, I'm gonna paint her picture. And I was looking at a vase of fire. I thought, maybe I can do something similar like that. The more I painted, the worse it was looking. It didn't even look like it when I got through with it. Yeah, you on TV now.
Oh, I'm famous.
Yeah. To me, I'm gonna paint from now on the rest of my life. I've enjoyed it for the last 10 years or so. Like I say, it's like a man on the golf course that likes playing golf. I like painting. That's what I do.